Right then. Well, it's now 9:20. We have just got off the coach and driving back home after that game. Didn't do a second half wrap up, didn't record anything on the coach on the way back. I was too angry about that second half performance, which of course finished 3-0 to Oldham, as you will know. Where do you start with a performance like that? I think a couple of things stood out to me. Firstly was we only ever play in one gear, and it's so frustrating to watch because a team like Oldham were able to go through the gears. First half, they ratcheted it up, had that good spell right at the end of the half. At halftime, they brought on some substitutes, and we'll come back to those that kind of changed the game, and they ratcheted it up again, went a couple of goals to the good. We unravelled, and then they were able to kind of have that killer instinct and finish it off and get the third. In contrast, we just played at the same gear and at the same pace for 90 minutes. And it's not the first time that I've thought it this season, but it's like being on a single speed bike. You know, when you're going downhill and the wind's at your back, like at Harrogate, and you go a goal up and it's easy, then it's great. But as soon as you're going uphill and things are against you like they were today, we fall apart. And it was really, really dispiriting to see that happen in the second half today. On the bus back, chatting to wise Mark Vickery, he did make the point that the substitutions that Oldham made changed the game. They saw that there was space to be exploited, particularly on the wings. They saw that Cam Evans was a weak link, particularly at right back, Glenn, and perhaps to an extent on the left as well. And they brought on players who could change the game and exploit it. And in contrast, our bench options were not as good. And yeah, if Christian Fuchs didn't think he had a job on his hands before today, he definitely will now, because no matter how well he might have motivated those players before the game, and most of that first half I thought was a solid performance. The second half, I think, laid bare just how bare the cupboard is in terms of the resources and the talent that we've got in that squad. And we are now already 5 points adrift. And if we're to get to January and still be within touching distance and to have something to play for, then things are going to have to change. And next Saturday at home to Barrow is a massive game now, you know, not only because we haven't won a home game since the clocks went forward in the league, but you know, this is Fuchs' only chance to make a good first impression and to get this team playing. You know, he's got all week to work with them, and there has to be a reaction. There has to be a response. There has to be a result on Saturday, because I think if we don't see that quick uptick in improvements, then, yeah, we are in danger of getting cut adrift by Christmas. And no matter what we might be able to throw at it in January, and I'm not sure we can throw a great deal anyway, but it might be too late by then. I think that's as despondent as I have been this season, because it was all there today, set up for, are we going to get a new manager bounce that change the narrative? And we spectacularly failed to do it. So, yeah, that's been a difficult day. I mean, the nice parts were ticking off Boundary Park, which was lovely ground, very nice, friendly stewards and people up there, no doubt delighted to take 3 points off us. A nice away pub, lots of good chats with people on the bus, and supporters club coach up there was, yeah, brilliant, really nice experience. We'll be doing it again. But yeah, the football itself, I mean, why on earth would you leave your house at 7 o'clock in the morning, get home at 9:30 at night, lose an entire day of your weekend and spend a fortune on bus travel and tickets and food and all the rest of it for that? It was, yeah, not a good day out. But there it is. We will go again on Saturday. We will try and get ourselves up for it. Make sure you get along to Rodney Parade on Saturday, listeners, because, yeah, I think it is going to be an important game in the context of the season. So we need a big old crowd. Tell us what you thought of today. Send us your thoughts. Buy some Bovril Spice. Contribute to the Whitmore's Warnings Fund. All of the usual stuff. But until we catch up with you next week, look after yourselves and each other. But until then, as always, keep it county.